starting to get cold outside. No sunshine at all this morning. It rained a little bit yesterday. Cold front seems to have moved in a little bit. Whew. We might be getting into fall, but then again, it is Ohio, so that might change come next week, or even tomorrow, really. It's always a mess. When it comes to the weather, it is unreliable. So, it's like my hands. My hands are unreliable. I scraped the heck out of my knuckle yesterday. Of all the stupid things, my chair mat downstairs had scooted itself back like all chair mats do after several months. And I went to pick it up, and I guess I grabbed it the wrong way, and somehow my hand let go and slid, and it's not a sharp mat on the edge because it's just like plastic, but it caught and it, for lack of a better word, shaved off a little bit of my finger. So just there. It's just a little bit. It's just skin. And the ointment I've got on there is, and the Band-Aid sucks, and it's all kinds of wrong going on this morning. So, but you know, if that's the worst that happens, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So this is the coffee that my mother picked up for me several months ago. Actually, I think it was like, I mean, it was May, but I think it was like mid-May. This is from Hometown Roast. Well, no, not really hometown. I guess kinda. When you live in southeastern Ohio, I mean, you just got the one town, and then you've got little parcels of flashing stop sign areas that you drive through. Of course, Cambridge is not one of those things. Cambridge is a nice-sized town, but this is Crackpot Coffee from Cambridge, Ohio. My favorite part about this is the memory that a home-produced brings back. I remember a time when we went down to Daytona Beach, found this place that said homemade ice cream on the side of the building, and we're like, okay, well, we want some ice cream. So we walk in there, and if any of that ice cream was made in a home, I would not want to see the home it was made in. It was not ideal. It was not an ideal situation. 26. The ice cream did not look great. The people serving the ice cream did not look happy to be there. I don't require people to look happy in order to patronize, one of those P words that means giving them money. But it was not for me. It was definitely a little too much. So we did not get ice cream there. That's just what, I'm sure that this place is a wonderful and a legitimate wonderful roaster. It's a medium roast. These are whole beans, of course. You just saw me put them in there. This is called the Buckeye. They have a breakfast blend, a house blend, a Colombian, a decaf, and the Buckeye. Their information is more on their Facebook page, and I think they sell off of that Facebook page. I've been on there once, and it's definitely a coffee roaster, which is cool. And they were down in my hometown of Marietta. They had a tent set up at the Saturday kind of farmer's market thing they have going on down there. So my mother got that for me. I think I've had it twice, and both times tasted really nice. So we're gonna do another one here. I don't know what we'd have to go on the Facebook page, and to be quite honest, I can't be asked to see what the Buckeye differentiates it from a Colombian, differentiates it from a breakfast blend. It must be some specialty thing where it's a nice, interesting blend of different things, and it does not taste like a Buckeye, either the poisonous nut or the peanut butter confection. So, you know, just saying, it is not flavored. It is just the coffee. So let's get it blended up. I didn't realize I'd left it on such a high setting, so I adjusted it mid-grind. That shouldn't hurt anything, but we're going to do a French press filter today. Oops, shit. Ah, damn it. I meant to zero that out so that I could see how much came out here, because I put 26 in, 26 point something. I'm gonna get 26 point something out because I put a couple of sprinkles in there before I got to it. So that's good. We're gonna do a 9-minute here. So our water gets up to temperature. It's a great smelling coffee. I mean, it's a coffee, you know. It's not exotic smelling. It's not, it doesn't give me any notes in the coffee. Maybe more of a nutty smell coming out of it. But other than that, I mean, it just smells like really nice coffee. And it was, you know, if I remember correctly, it was really nice coffee. I didn't use this with it though, I don't think. I did a pour over with it. I may have even, the other one, I may have even done the mocha pot with it. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll do it the way I've seen on the internets, which is the pour in, the wait, the crust break, the stir, the wait, and then the pour. And then the pour. Just get in there with the pour. Oh, to be a voice actor. That'd be fun. Of course, then again, I'd probably, with the voice would just, oh, God. Do you remember watching Peter Cullen, who did the voice of many of our favorite 80s shows, including Transformers, Optimus Prime, 80s, 90s, still doing it today, talking about doing so much in one day. He would get this thing called blood throats, where it would just taste like copper, and his voice just hurt, and he couldn't like work for like 2 days after he did. And you know, they do like weeks worth of cartoons at a time, you know. They'd slap down a script, do this, okay, now do this one, and then do this one, and then they'd move on to the next studio being rented by another cartoon company, and do this one. Yeah, it was crazy, and they would just bang them right out, and you know, it's just so. It's so fascinating. Voice acting is just so fascinating to me. So, all right, so we're gonna fill this up. We'll give it a nice little stir. How far up we want to go here? Since we're going to be infusing the water with the coffee, let's do about 450-ish. 460 is what we've got in there right now. Probably could have filled it up. Start our timer. Did I zero that? I didn't. Did I zero that out again? I didn't zero that out again when I redid the... oh well. Oh well, that's all right. So 4:30, something like that. It's not 4:30. It's about 11 something. Oh yeah, so we had the melon roll and the almond cookies here, and you can guess which one that I had yesterday. Those almond cookies, one a day. There's a lot of flavor in each cookie. It doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of flavor in each cookie, and one cookie is usually pretty good to get you through the day. It's like what is this? The lembas bread of baked goods in the real world. So, yeah, it's really cloudy outside. You can see my little sushi maker guy who runs on the sun and light. He's not having it today. He's on strike because of lack of sunshine. So usually he does move a lot, but today he is not. It's Wednesday, so it's the middle of the week. I've got a video that's gone up regarding some very funny PVC Star Trek figures that I came upon. They were in a box, and if you'd have presented this box to me, and I wish I had kept the box, but it was just falling apart. I had to get the figures out of it. They were just falling apart. The box was. The figures were in great condition. It's just that the box was just a complete mess. So I took them out, and then and they were DS9 figures, and then there was a bunch, and then I think it was eBay, where it was like a stand that could hold like 10, 15, 20 of them. And they're little round circles, so you can kind of put them in there. And it came with a bunch of the Next Generation figures. So I've got a bunch of Next Generation figures and DS9 figures, all in 4-inch PVC, non-posable, but a little bendy, but not bendy like those bendy figures. They've got a little pliability to them. And that went up this morning on my channel. So go check that out if you get a chance. I'll do something else today. I came up with it last night. The problem I'm facing right now, especially since I would like to try this Patreon thing, is and I think I mentioned it yesterday. I've kind of hit a wall with with everything downstairs. I do have a USS Enterprise that is the knockoff Legos. It's licensed. It's very large. I thought about putting it together, and I think it lights up a little bit. I was thinking about putting that together. I'll have to figure out how to go about doing that. And if I do, maybe I can make that my first Patreon video, is just putting that together and then just having it on the Patreon if anybody's interested in watching it. And then after maybe like 6 or 7, maybe 6 months, moving it over to my YouTube channel and putting it there, just, because that content, of course, if nobody's on the Patreon, nobody's going to see it. So it's like, you just want to make that content available. We'll see. I'll have to sit down and figure it out. And then I think Friday, I'm going to make a key lime pie because I'm going to a friend's house on Saturday. So we may do coffee and then the key lime pie on Friday. Be nice if I could figure out how to do the key lime pie. I mean, it'd be fun to do that kind of thing live. The problem is something's got to go in the oven for like 15 minutes, and then you gotta build the pie, and then you gotta squeeze like a pound and some change of key limes, which is not thrilling to watch. And they're just tiny little things. Look at them. Look at these little buggers. It's a pound. This is a pound of them. I have another one in the fridge right now. And you juice them up. You cut them in half. I got a juicer. You just juice them up. I need about not quite a cup, maybe about a cup and a half. And that takes about 1.5 pounds of key limes, product of Mexico. They have keys in Mexico. So there's that. I'm excited. I need to get the parts maybe tomorrow or Friday before I do it. Okay, so 5 minutes have elapsed. Let's give it a little bit of stir here. Break this beautiful crust that is formed. And then at around the 7 o'clock mark, we'll take it off. Well, we'll take it off here anyway, but we'll start fishing out all of the stuff that may have floated to the top, or that hasn't sunk to the bottom at the very least, to try to make it a cleaner cup of coffee. Because as nice as it is to do the straining thing, and as nice as this thing actually kind of is, you're always going to get some sediment at the bottom of the cup, always. The cleanest cup of coffee you can get is through the Chemex paper filter method. Otherwise, you're going to get silt in the bottom of your cup. That's just the way it is. I'm sure there are ways to delicately figure all of that out, how to, not get any, but I'm not there yet. All right, a couple more minutes. Not really much else going on, but yeah, I'm going to a friend's place on Saturday, so I'm gonna do a key lime pie. People seem to really like the way I make it, so, and I made it with a graham cracker crust to start with, and then I moved to Nilla wafers. And the Nilla wafers taste so much better than a graham cracker. I know it's not traditional, blah, 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 whatever. Traditional, blah, whatever. Break tradition. Break tradition. Do it your way. If it tastes good, why not? And it did. It tasted really great. So I'm going to make that up because it was absolutely delicious. And then the Nilla wafers as a crust is really good. I have to find the recipe. I saved it somewhere. It's on my phone somewhere. I just have to find it and build it again. So that's always fun. I haven't made it in a couple of months, but it's definitely one of the fun things that I love to do is make stuff. Candied bacon is a whole nother thing too. Candied bacon dipped in chocolate. You would be amazed. God, the first time I really ever had candied bacon, it was at an event for the building of this condo community. We wanted to get in, pun intended, the ground floor. We were one of the first 4 sets of families to move in when stuff was completed, when the house itself was completed. And the event that they had was like the kickoff event, the VIP event, but it's sales. So it's like sales tries to make everything sound like it's amazing when it's, you're just there to get sold a house, and they can swing some catered food to get you to buy a $500,000 home. What we've got, they had a fun little hors d'oeuvre spread, and it was around Christmas time, so it was kind of Christmassy. And then they had this candy peppered bacon that was dipped in chocolate, and it was just the most amazing thing. And the bacon was like, it was this thick. I mean, usually you get little slices like that. It was this thick and cooked clear through and nice and solid and just like a slab. I mean, when you talk slabs of bacon, this was a slab of bacon. You know, it's really nice. This coffee, all of the grounds actually went to the bottom. There's very, very, very few sitting at the top here, which is excellent. I'm very glad to see that. This should be a really nice cup of coffee. All right, we've gone about 10 minutes now. So we'll get it out of here, and then we'll let it mellow a little bit in the cup. Put it down to the top so we can get a little filter thing going on. And then we'll pour it into our flower pot cup, which I love. This used to have, I think it had Franklin Park Conservatory writing on it because it is a flower pot. But this is older. This is older than a lot of people right now. Probably 1999, 2000, 2001 maybe is when I got this. And who knows how long it was sitting on the shelf at that time. I didn't, not to sound like I'm bragging or anything, I didn't pay for it though. It was definitely a free giveaway from a radio station thing that I did back in the day. So I searched the web trying to figure out how do I make candied bacon myself. First of all, I don't know where they got those big ass slabs of bacon because they were like this wide by this long, which is the perfect length. And then like I said, the slabs are like this thick. And it's not really something you can find retail-wise. It seems like more of a catering special kind of thing, which is a little disappointing. So I got regular bacon that was peppered. And then to candy it, you basically rub it with brown sugar all over the bacon. And then, well, first you half bake it, you let it cool down, and then you rub the brown sugar. And you know, it can be light, it can be dark. I don't really think that mattered. And then you rub the brown sugar on it, and then you put it back in the oven at like 350 for, 15, 20 minutes. And then you get a nice caramelization on the bacon, and then the sugar basically just melts into the bacon itself. And it's the best combination of salty and sweet as it is. And then you find some really good chocolate. And you can temper it, or if you just want to melt it and then dip the top of it in it, because if you get this long piece of bacon, you maybe dip it in that much. That way you get a nice lot of sweet chocolate, and then you get the rest of the bacon, because you want a handle, right? You want an edible handle. It's just the best tasting stuff, and getting people to try it is incredibly difficult. Everybody makes a face. Ooh, candied bacon? Ooh. And it's just like, it's getting over the hurdle of like salty and sweet is the best combination ever. Savory, I guess more savory. Well, no, it's salty, it's bacon, but it's salty, savory, and sweet. It blends so well. And the candied bacon is just huge. I love candied bacon. So, crackpot coffee, 26 grams of the coffee beans into the grinder. We did about 400 grams of water because I got to compensate. So about 420, maybe 420 grams of water. Blaze it. Let it steep for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then broke the crust. Let the particulates that settled at the top go to the bottom, and then let it sit for another 4 or 5 minutes, and then took out as much as that was at the top. And this coffee works really well with this method. Everything dropped to the bottom. And now we've got this wonderful, delicious, beautifully smelling cup of coffee. Okay. Smells good, but that's interesting. A little woody. Like almost pencil shaving-y, kind of, just a little bit. Maybe it's because it's getting older. It's probably it. I mean, we're on month 9, and they say that this is good until November. Maybe we're just getting to that point where the coffee's getting a little too old and I need to throw it out. That's very interesting. It's definitely a very woody flavor. along with the bitterness of the coffee. Not really getting much of anything else. But you know what will make it better? It's an almond cookie. That is so good. You will not be surprised to know. Makes it a lot better. Excellent. Well, a little disappointing, but, you know, coffee gets old. And respect the coffee date, you know? It does. If it's sitting around for too long and, you know, it loses all of its flavor, it loses all of its smell, it loses all of its gases, and it just, you know, it just goes flat. And just like a soda, you know, I think this has gone a little flat, which is too bad, but I'll finish it nonetheless. Because in the end, it's still coffee. And it doesn't taste bad. It's got a little woody hit to it. A little woody hit. Which is no fault of theirs. It's a fault of mine for letting it sit for too long. And that's just how it works. Thanks so much for watching this morning. Check out the new video if you're into Star Trek. Check out my entire channel if you're into Star Trek. And also, I'll be doing another video today that'll go up tomorrow. So it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. And that's really all that matters. We'll talk to you later and have a good day. Bye.